When I started my first business, I was pretty fortunate. Right out of the gate, I grew it to $1 million in revenue. But I got stuck there. I plateaued at that $1 million range. I couldn't get beyond that. I hired coaches and consultants and bought training programs and read all the business books. I still couldn't seem to break through that $1 million range. And that's when I joined my very first mastermind. My first business took off. The first business I had struggled to be able to scale past $1 million. I grew to $10 million in annual revenue. And getting from $1 million to 10 million, I credit the experience and what I've learned in all those masterminds over the years to do that. And that's how I was able to 10x my business. Now, part of my story is also after I had sold my first business and that went into the world financial crisis of 2008 to 2010, during that process, I literally went from being a multimillionaire living in a mansion to living in my friend's basement, broke, bankrupt, divorced, and frankly ashamed. Because I didn't blame the world financial crisis on my problem. I blamed myself. And dealing with that shame, dealing with that imposter syndrome, dealing with that loss of identity, because for 15 years, I had built this identity as this really successful serial entrepreneur, and there I was sitting in that basement alone. I can tell you the only way I made it through that time period because I quit everything that I was involved with. I quit relationships, I quit groups, I quit friendships, but I stayed in one mastermind. It was that very first mastermind I joined. I stayed in that mastermind through that most difficult time period of my life. And I literally don't think I'd be sitting here today without the support of the people in that group.